They did, and basically they had to worry about one TV in the basement that had a view over-the-air broadcast channels, and we had rules, and they were enforceable, and it worked, except when they didn't find out what I was doing. But it mostly worked. But parents today have a very different experience. There's still the TV. There are probably more of them in the house now than there were when we were kids. They've got a lot more channels. Of different levels of appropriateness for kids. And the TV isn't the only screen that kids are paying attention to, obviously. Kids have computers. We want them to have computers. We want them to have access to all the benefits of computers. But there are obviously dangers lurking. And kids increasingly have the third screen, the mobile phone, and are using them very actively. So these are creating real challenges for parents. Many of you may have seen today in the newspaper that the car is becoming the next screen. In some ways, a terrific thing. If any of our loved ones are in an accident, we really do want them to have instant, immediate access to broadband, to emergency help and other things that can help. But there's no question that distracted driving is killing people every day, and that we have to tackle that. So the challenge is now around kids and media. When it comes to distracted driving and texting, the data shows that it's a particular problem among new drivers, teens, younger drivers. So enormous challenges today, largely created by digital technology, connectivity, innovation, new markets. The good news, in my view, is that simultaneously we're at a time of unprecedented opportunity because of exactly these same factors. So we have the opportunity now to empower parents, provide better information to kids, and to listen to music. Oh, it's Susan. If it's Susan, then it's okay. But there's an extraordinary opportunity, and here at CES is a perfect place to talk about, where just walk the halls and we're seeing incredible innovation this year as much as any year before. When I think about innovation, I think about three categories of innovation. I think about technological innovation, the new gadgets and wizardry that we all see. But I also think about business model innovation, creative thinking about how to create new markets and new uses for new technologies, and I think about social innovation. I think about social entrepreneurs, sometimes working in nonprofits, sometimes working in for-profits, sometimes involved in policy making, who are bringing real innovation to these categories as well. And to me, we are healthiest as a society when all these forms of innovation are working together. Today's YouTube video is tomorrow's streaming lecture, and that's a good thing. But only if we take advantage of these opportunities. On the technology side, we need our great innovators to be thinking about these challenges as they're developing new technologies, to be thinking about kids, to be thinking about parents, to be thinking about the opportunities to educate and empower. Same thing on the business model side. I'm excited about the opportunities now because of the fragmentation that we're seeing in the marketplace. There are reasons that traditionally the old over-the-air broadcast television were challenging from a kids and media perspective. If you have a few channels and you're reaching a mass audience, it is hard to justify economically producing educational programming for 5 to 8-year-olds. Well, guess what? In a much broader marketplace, there are a lot of 5 to 8-year-olds and their parents who are looking for educational content that's also entertaining. And I believe that there are marketplaces out there that are waiting to be tapped if parents can find out about them and if they're exciting enough. So I'm excited about that opportunity, and I'm excited about the opportunities around social innovation. The opportunities to think creatively about the principles that animated the Children's Television Act and other great successes in policy history and say, now how do we think about those values, those levers in a digital world? At the FCC, we've already taken this up in a number of ways. One, we have a proceeding that is now open, looking at how to apply the principles of the Children's Television Act in the digital age. And we need all of you to participate in that, technological innovators, business innovators, social innovators, to help us take on these hard challenges and figure out what the best thing to do is. We're also moving forward at the FCC in looking at our own technology, our own communication ability, and thinking about how we can harness that to better educate kids and empower parents. One example, one of the things that the Children's Television Act required was for television broadcasters to identify the programming that they're airing that's educational and informational, and make sure that information is public and that it's at the FCC. And you know, some of you are nodding, you've been around TV for a long time, you've maybe gone to a public file room, or you know, maybe you've had the good fortune of coming to the library at the FCC. It's obviously in the 21st century not the best way to get public information to the public. And so our terrific team at the FCC, focusing on new media, new communications technologies, and our Media Bureau working to take that information, which we have and which is public,